This is Oriana Mendez, her second pass on the vault.
Kind of an unusual looking vault. She actually almost handspringed on, which is a front entry vault, and did like a Branny out. Oh. Want to see this vault again? Watch the pre-flight. It's like a Tensica on, front with a half off. Very similar to a Sukahara with a full twist.
Mendez had a 9.575, excuse me, Kathy, on her first jump.
She's not very clean in the air, and as you could see, the landing was not that good.
9.595 is what she needs total to take the lead.
Be interesting to see how they score that vault.
The vault is an interesting event in that it matches you against gravity. You just cut it loose at full speed, and the landing should be, as you said, just stick it.
Well, vaulting has really changed over the past few years. You notice a lot of the girls are doing the round-off entry vaults. In fact, the next few vaulters will be doing that same vault. And it's really improved the vault as a whole. They're much more dynamic, much higher, and more exciting vaults.
How critical, Kathy, is the speed in this event? I mean, all of a sudden you're going horizontal, and suddenly you have to punch it and go vertical.
It's more important when you're doing a traditional vault, which is a front entry vault. But with a round-off vault, you still need a good speed.
9.550 for Mendez, which gives her a total of 19.188. She is still in second place, behind Rhonda Fain of the United States. This is Luisa Prieto of Cuba. She is 19 years old, from Havana, has been on the Cuban national team for 6 years. She needs a 9.425.
She is a dynamite vaulter. Round off, tuck Sukahara with a full twist. The same vault that Rhonda did for her first vault, and very comparable to Rhonda's.
Rhonda Fain is still the leader. Prieto needs a 9.425 total to take the lead.
Very good entry. As you notice, she was very light on her hands on the horse. Ideally, that's what you want. The timing on this vault is crucial, and the placing of the hands as well. And she's got it just right on.
Luisa Prieto of Cuba. She first got involved in this sport back in 1977 and actually performed in Caracas with the Cuban team at the Pan Am Games.
Now for her second vault, I believe she's doing the vault that Rhonda wanted to do for her second vault. Lay out Sukahara with a full twist.
9.775 her first vault, her second vault coming up.
Now she came into this event with a 9.8, so a good steady vault here could give her the lead. It's actually very good onto the horse, just lacked a little bit of rotation, fairly large step at the end. She needs a 9.075 to take the lead. She should be able to do that fairly easily. Started out to be a good vault. Little too much pike in the layout position. And again, she was short on that landing. So actually a little bit short on the horse as well, which caused the lack of rotation.
And that giant step there, of course, will be a deduction of a tenth?
Probably 2 to 3 tenths.
Rhonda Fain is our leader. We still have what I call the heavyweights coming up, including Christy Phillips and Laura Rodriguez of Cuba.
I'm sure she would have liked to have done a better vault. I've seen her do that vault better. Much more laid out.
How important is the placing of the hands, Kathy, as to the final stick?
Well, on this vault, it's crucial. You're going back. It's a blind move. It's like a giant back handspring from the board to the horse. And there's no time. You have to just really get those hands on the horse.
Again, the 6 judges taking their time, putting up a score as Christy Phillips prepares. Christy Phillips staying loose. It'll be Laura Rodriguez up next of Cuba, followed by Christy Phillips, and the score is 9.525 for Luisa Prieto of Cuba. That gives her a total now of 19.450 and moves her into the lead ahead of Rhonda Fain. This is Laura Rodriguez of Cuba. Only 15 years old, but she's been in this sport since she was 5. She lives and trains in Havana. She's been on the national team for 2 years. This is her favorite event.
And I can see why. Round-off entry, layout Tsukahara. She is so power-packed. That's why vaulting's such a good event for her. Good speed, good position, nice straight arms, and look at the position in the air.
While we wait for Luisa Prieto's score, let's go downstairs to Bart Connor.
Talking about having stars in your eyes, well, I'm joined by a whole bunch of gymnasts with stars in their eyes. Glad to have you all here. Are you enjoying the competition so far?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk first of all to Phoebe Mills, who, of course, as America knows, did not compete here because of an injury. How are you feeling now, and when should we expect to see you in competition again, Phoebe?
Well, my heel's getting a lot better. I'm starting to feel really good and getting back into shape. And, you know, hopefully I'll be 100% for World Championships.
And when are they?
October.
Well, best of luck. Christy had a rough time here, though, your old teammate. How do you feel about her performance here?
Well, you know, I guess she just had a really bad meet, but I guess it was better to get it over with now than at the World Championships, and so we should have a good competition there.
She's coming up on the vault. What do you think about her performance here?
She should do really well on vault. It's one of her stronger events, so I'm sure she can place really high in that event.
Okay, best of luck to her, and best of luck to you, Phoebe. Thanks for joining us, girls. Back to Tim.
All right, Bart, 9.838 is the score for Laura Rodriguez.
Layout Tsukahara with a full twist and a good landing. What's so remarkable about this vault is how fast she gets her hands off the horse and up over her head.
She needs a 9.739 to take over first place from Luisa Prieto.
Everything is just perfect. Good straight arms. And opens up out of the twist, lays it out, and then sticks. She noticed on a lot of the other vaulters they had bent arms on the horse. That's a deduction, and there's very little deduction here.
Score 9.90. The highest score of the afternoon gives her a total of 19.582. She is now our leader, Laura Rodriguez of Cuba. Christy Phillips up next for the United States. The top gymnast in the United States, winner of the U.S. Championships, consider the best on the United States team, although she has struggled here at the Pan American Games.
She's got to stick this vault. Little hop there at the end. Scores are so tight, though, she's going to have to be near perfect.
Okay. Stretch, nice and fast. Good stretch. Push. Strong.
The voice of Greg Marston, the head coach of the U.S. women.
Like most of the girls, doing the round-off entry vault. Fairly straight arms, good position in the air. Had to take that hop back.
Christy needs a 9.832 to take the lead. 9.763 will be average with her second vault. And the total she needs is 9.832.
Christy will also try a layout Tsukahara with a full twist for her second vault. And
what happens, Kathy, if they pull up on the pass?
As long as they don't touch the board of the horse, they're fine. Otherwise, it would be a 0, and she wouldn't get to repeat the ball.
Okay. Relax. Big smile. Come on. Come on. You're okay. Here we go.
Mentally, that is very, very hard to come back from.
Here we go.
Christy Phillips, just 15 years old. She needs a 9.925 to take the lead.
Okay. I really think her steps were a little bit off. And on this vault, you cannot afford to be off on the run.
Christy Phillips had fallen off the balance beam twice this past week. Now she falls on this, the emotion of Christy Phillips.
As I said, I really think she had trouble with her steps. And you cannot afford to do that on this vault. She was having trouble in the warm-ups. Just didn't get enough push off the horse in order to get it around.
Well, while we wait for Christy's score, we'll tell you that Laura Rodriguez will be the winner. 9.25 for Christy Phillips. So it is now official. The gold medal in the vault goes to Laura Rodriguez of Cuba. Right now, let's go back to the broadcast center and Brent Musburger. Brent?
All right, Tim, a magic moment there for Laura Rodriguez of Cuba. We certainly are coming right back. Your heart goes out to Christy Phillips, though, the way she has struggled here the last couple of days. Now, still to come along with us.
Moment for Laura Rodriguez of Cuba, who has won the vault competition. She takes the gold. She has moved from 4th to 1st place. Marvelous performance by Laura Rodriguez. Luisa Prieto takes the silver, also of Cuba. Christy Phillips finished 3rd, and she takes the bronze. Rhonda Fain finishes 4th. Let's go back and look at the gold medal performance of Laura Rodriguez.
It's a tremendous vault. So much power. Straight arms on the horse. An open layout full.
Laura Rodriguez of Cuba wins the gold in the vault. So now they move on to the uneven bars, and these are the standings coming out of the compulsories and optionals. Melissa Marlowe of the United States is in 1st place, followed by Sabrina Marr, also of the United States, and Luisa Ribeiro of Brazil is 3rd. Yesterday we mentioned that Bella Caroli was not here in Indianapolis. Caroli is the coach of several gymnasts participating in these games, and we've had conflicting reports on why he is not in attendance. And last night we spoke to Bella Caroli and we asked him if it was injury or conflict which kept him away from the Pan American Games, as we had conflicting reports throughout the Pan American competition. And this is what Bella Caroli had to say last night.
I was not selected among the national team coaches, but I thought, based on my achievements, not in past years, but in this year, I would deserve to have it. In other words, my kids, the number of 3, they've been competing, or at least been asked to compete on the Pan American Games. And personally, I wasn't asked to be at least an assistant coach of the national team. What I thought is really ridiculous.
Now, joining us live on the floor is Mike Jackie, the Executive Director of the United States Gymnastics Federation. Maybe you can explain the Gymnastics Federation's point of view on this subject, Mike.
Well, obviously, Bart, this comes as a very disappointing position to me from Bella. First of all, back almost a year ago, Bella was one of the committee members that made the decision on how we were going to handle our coaching program, number one. Secondly, not only was he invited to be part of the coaching staff, he had plane tickets, hotel reservations, credentials. He was all set. We have an international rule that says that in the team competition, you have 2 coaches, okay? What we decided is that we'd have 2 neutral coaches. Greg Marsden, Greg had the ability to select his other coach. Normally, you select a woman as the second coach. That was all part of the decision that went back 7, 8, 9 months ago. Bella was the guy in the very first place that nominated and positioned Greg into this position.
Now, in the individual event finals, they can have their personal coaches.
Absolutely. The individual